couple blurry watch boxes to start. We just got done taking a look at the Orient Mako 2. Go check that one out. Right now we're going to take a look at the Phoibos, or Phoibos. Phoibos. It's a Philippine company, Taiwanese company out of East Asia. Pretty nice box. I'm not going to get too into it. It's a pretty traditional box. Got a little clasp here. There's some paperwork and other stuff like that in it. This is the watch, if I don't shake it all over the place. This is the Phoibos Wavemaster, a watch that I have been dying to get my hands on. It's pretty large. I have a 6-inch wrist, so it's not very... I've got little baby wrists. I mean, I go like that. I've got really, really tiny wrists, and this fits surprisingly well. Also a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. I've been wearing this for a couple of days, and my God, is this thing incredible. Let's get the price out of the way. It's $260, and it's not always available. I had to scarf this from eBay, and I got this from eBay for about $200. So shop around, you'll find it. But this thing is pretty stunning. Not the one that I wanted. This comes in a couple different variants, ranging from $230 to $280. So there's a $50 price difference, and it depends on a couple of things. There's a blue model, which is all blue hands like this, these baby blue hands. There's a green model, again with blue hands. They all have these wave dials and different, bezels and other things like that. There's a really nice one, a couple of top tier ones that are made with abalone in the back, so it doesn't have that wave pattern. It actually has abalone, which is more of a sort of like a piece of seashell that's cut and it's individualized, and that will be brought into your watch face. They also come with and without a date complication. So they're either powered by the Seiko NH35, or like this one that has no date, it's powered by the Seiko NH38A. So same 21,600 beats, high frequency, automatic here. The reference number for this one specifically, no date model, and the date's usually at the 6 o'clock position. So rather than that indice being down there, you'll have a little date window. It's in white. This reference number is the PY009C, black dial, again, NH38A. This entire case, crown, band, everything is made in a pretty traditional 316L stainless steel. The case, widthwise, obviously minus the crown, is 42 millimeters, pretty standard size. Seems a little bit bigger than that, but it's really not. I mean, the real estate this way is fine. I got plenty of real estate in this direction. It's this direction that's what matters, and I wish a lot more watch companies would put that information up there. The Lug To Lug, so the outside to outside dimensions, that's the important one. That's 49.5. So even on my 6-inch wrist, pretty small, it is borderline. Usually you don't want a watch that goes past the end of your wrist. This is pretty borderline in terms of wrist real estate. 3-fold clasp, completely milled. Really, really nice clasp. There's even nice brushing here on the sort of little retainer. So nice milled clasp. That's here. Nice little satisfying click. Dual pushers. Phoibos logo obviously in there. And then that snaps closed. Bracelet is absolutely outstanding. This is a engineer bracelet. A little bit scratched. Again, this is second hand. It does show a little bit of wear and tear that you can kind of see on there, but I didn't want to give this fresh review. I want to give you something that's at least pretty realistic. It's pretty chunky. It's 22 millimeters. There's no tapering. It's 22 meters all day long, either side. It's super comfortable. I thought it would be ripping the hair off my arm. Not so much. It's a really, really comfortable band. I do hear that there's a little bit of break-in time. There's a little bit of flex in this direction, so you get a little bit of comfort, much like you would on a Jubilee. On the back, we'll take a look at the back just a little bit if I can get in there. Phoibos logo. It's 1,000 feet water resistance, 300 meters, Phoibos automatic. Not solid end links up here, so I wish they maybe would have done that a little bit differently. No crown guards either, but they have a absolutely nice textured sort of bezel to it. Nice coin edge bezel on this. Absolutely incredible. A lot of nice resistance that's in there. Let's talk about the sapphire. So sapphire, you can kind of see the blue in there a little bit. It's sapphire AR coated glass, so anti-reflective for the most part. Blue hands, again, you got the 300 meter water resistance. It hacks and hand winds. There is a pretty nice orange wheel around here. It doesn't really match. You can see there's a little bit of color difference. The camera doesn't capture it completely well, especially with the lighting situation that we have here. The second hand is significantly brighter than the chapter wheel out here. Chapter wheel's nice. Love that in the watch. The colors, I don't believe the chapter wheel changes which model you get. So whether you get the red, or not the red, but the blue, the green, the abalone, the black, the all-white abalone dial, this chapter ring I do not believe changes. Same thing with the handset. I think the handset's almost always the same. But absolutely incredible. Excellent dive watch. I'm a huge dive watch fan. If you've seen any of my other videos, the Orient Mako we just took a look at, everything's a dive watch. I think this is, most dive watches that I have either 100 or 200 meter water resistance. This is 300, so that's a little bit more, which is crazy. The screw down bezel is absolutely incredible. There's nice positive spring out once that's done. It's so easy to wind if you need to. You shake it up a little bit and it starts ticking away right away. The bezel is unidirectional, so it doesn't turn to the right. It will turn to the left. Real satisfying click. I don't really use my dive bezels too much unless I'm timing something like a load of laundry or if I'm cooking something or something like that. So 120 click unidirectional bezel. Case thickness. This is definitely a chunky watch. Super chunky watch. I think it's like 250 grams. It is pretty darn heavy. Polished surfaces here and on the other side. Other than that, you've got some pretty nice brushing throughout. And what was I getting at? Oh, thickness. 14 millimeters thick. So pretty chunky. My measurements were closer like 14 and a half. Screw back case, obviously that adds to the water resistance there. Really nicely etched. There's a lot of people that will share pictures of this watch on their wrist, and it's pretty tight, and you want it to be tight. The heavier the watch, the tighter you want it in terms of fit on your wrist. You don't want this thing clunking around. It'll, heck, it might even bruise you. I mean, this thing is super chunky, especially with this bracelet here. But for a super small wrist like I have, it works out really well. This loom on this is pretty darn good. It does take a little bit of time to charge up, but throughout the day in normal lighting, you'll get some pretty decent loom. It is Super Luminova. It's a dark blue Super Luminova, and then BGW9 on the hands, indices, and bezel markings. So bezel out here is loomed, and then all the blue indices, hands, and even the little second hand counterbalance there is done. Watch is made in Hong Kong. Pretty hard to find online. Phoibos does have their own website, phoiboswatch.com. You can find it a couple other places, a couple other retailers, but not easy to find. So if you're looking for one, a couple Facebook groups, eBay, other than that, pretty tough to find. Probably my favorite watch so far of 2020. Granted, I just kind of started collecting watches at the end of 2019, so it's only 4 months into my watch journey. But pretty incredible buy, and under $300. Really hard to get specs like this. Really hard to pick up a Seiko SKX, 007, 013. Pretty hard to beat. Sapphire, Seiko automatic movement. This amount of quality, weight, heft, and pretty unique design for $200 and $260. So questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll be around to answer those to the best of my ability. A couple other watch reviews already on the channel. I've got at least another dozen or two queued up. I'm going to be filming some of that later tonight. Stay tuned. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one.